So today we're going to be training in plyometrics, and I have a young man named Chris, and he is a hockey player. Now, so the first thing I'm going to do is talk about his needs analysis. So the needs analysis tells me what types of exercises or kind of training I need to do to achieve what he hopes to. So his hope is, after doing these 5 plyometric exercises, to help increase his speed and power. So with that, I think about his quads, gastrocs, his ability to be very agile on his feet, because he is going to be on the ice, so he needs that balance. So with that, he's already currently in a strengthening program, so I just hope to supplement that. And so let's say Chris has no idea what plyometrics are. First thing I need to do is just kind of explain what they are to him. So plyometrics are activities that enable a muscle to reach maximal force very quickly. And so as they go through this quick transition, they're going through a rapid stretch phase prior to activation of that prime muscle. And so what this is going to do is it's going to get that muscle to react very quickly, and so therefore it isn't going to have... So the first plyometric that Chris is going to go through is what's called the single leg ankle hop. Now I chose this because for hockey they are on skates a lot, on the ice, and so I want to make sure that ankle is nice and stable whether he be on one or both. So I chose one because it is harder. But so when doing the single leg ankle hop, so he's going to start in a position of on one foot, just a neutral stance. That foot that's not on the ground is the knee is going to be flexed and static, so that he's only using the ankle that is having in contact with the ground. There's going to be no arm movement with this one, and he's going to have a preparatory movement prior to the actual hop to help get that force through the quad. And so the slight counter movement is going to be a slight knee flexion into almost kind of like a little single leg squat before he hops up using his quads and gastroc. And so when he's going to hop up as high as he can, it's a vertical movement. And when he lands, he's going to go directly into that counter movement or tiny squat and pop up again. He's going to do that 5 times before repeating that same scenario on the opposite leg.
Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want the good life every good night, you're a high one to hold. Cause you don't even know, I can make your hands clap.
Alright, so the next plyometric that Chris did was the double leg zigzag jump. Now the purpose of this is they need a lot of power in hockey to kind of begin skating and accelerating very quickly. So the point of this is for agility, quick on the feet, but also using the power of the quads and gastrocs. So with this, I set up hurdles on both sides, about 18 to 24 inches apart. And so he is going to stand on one side with his body nice and relaxed, shoulder width apart. His arms are going to be his elbows are going to be at a 90-degree angle against his body. And so his counter movement is he's going to go into knee flexion with some, like a little squat, and his shoulders are going to come into that extension to build up momentum. Now, the purpose of this is he's jumping from the outside of one hurdle to the outside of another hurdle, and making sure he's going in that zigzag. So if he's on the left, he's jumping to the right, and then immediately jumping to the left again, but further up than where he started, and he's doing that back and forth until he gets to the end. And the main thing with this, as Chris will show you, footwear is probably the most important part of this plyometric.
I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Every night when the stars come out, am I the only living soul around?
Alright, so the next jump I'm going to have Chris do is what's called the depth jump. And I chose this one because on the rink, skaters need power and be able to turn and really use their quads for speed. So I chose this one because he has to use all that quad strength from nothing. So with the depth jump, what I'm going to have him do is stand on either a box or a platform ranging from 12 to 42 inches high. So what I have him do is, so we chose a platform, and he's going to stand on it with his toes facing forward very close to the edge. He's using a double arm movement here, and what he's going to do is he's just going to, so he's not jumping to get any kind of extra height, he's just stepping off the platform, landing with both feet on the ground, and as soon as he does that, he's going to go into a kind of like a mini squat with counter movement and shoulder extension to get that counter movement for him to go up into a vertical jump now and land with both feet on the floor. Now the purpose of this is to see how much strength he can get from that quads to propel him vertically. Now the main thing with this is once he comes off that platform, I want to make sure he's coming forward so that he clears the platform, or else he's going to have a problem, just like he did. All right, go ahead. That was horrible.
No, I just said that
You could hold me down, 'cause I'm in need of something good right now. We could be screaming till the sun comes out, and when we wake, we'd be the only sound.
Alright, so the next plyometric I had Chris do is called the two-hand side-to-side throw, and we use other Chris for this to be the rebounder. And so the purpose of this and the reason why I chose it is because more of the trunk control than the arm swing, but because they use the hockey stick and it has to go side to side, and so I wanted to get a little more trunk rotation and trunk strength in there to make sure we cover those. So what he's doing is they're standing about 10 feet away from one another, and as the rebounder, Chris is just throwing the ball to other Chris, who is the hockey player. But as Chris catches the ball, he's gonna have to rotate his trunk a lot to kind of grab the ball while keeping his elbows flexed. And as he's doing that, he's gonna rotate forward using the strength of his core to toss the ball back. And then when Chris throws the ball back to hockey player Chris, he is going to rotate to the opposite side to make sure he's getting both internal and external obliques as well as rectus. And so this is really important to make sure he gets all that. So he's just going to continue doing that back and forth, making sure that he really does get that kind of cocking motion before he catches to stabilize himself before he catches the ball.
Guy love, that's all it is. Guy love, he's mine, I'm his. There's nothing gay about it in our eyes. You ask me about this thing we share, and he tenderly replies, it's guy love.
The last plyometric I had Chris do is called the depth push-up. And this is a fun one to make someone else do. And so what he's doing is he's taking a medicine ball and he has it on the ground, and so he's going to begin in the push-up position, but his arms are going to be fully extended on the medicine ball. So he's got to use that core to really keep him up there. And so what he's going to do is when he's ready, he quickly removes his hands from the ball, puts them on the floor, and does a traditional push-up until his chest reaches the ball. He is then going to rapidly extend his arms, get some air so he can grab the medicine ball and return to that starting position. With this, I want to make sure his hips aren't turning either side to side, making sure everything is flat, making sure he doesn't curve and go into a little bit of lordosis, really using that core. And so because it's an explosive movement, he's really using those concentric muscles.